Hi guys, and welcome to Escape Wheel Watch Reviews. My name is Steve, and today we're looking at the Merkur W10. This is a watch that is homaging the vintage British military W10 watch, or the more recent Hamilton Pilot Pioneer. This watch was provided to the channel for free from the Merkur official store on AliExpress. I don't have to return it, but you know the deal by now. I'm going to be giving my 100% honest feedback about this watch, or any watch that crosses my review table. Retail price for this watch is about $139, though the listing includes some cheaper options. Just be aware of that. I guess those have different cases and sometimes a different movement. So just keep that in mind when you're purchasing this. This case in particular comes in 4 different dials, which you can see here. I opted for the W10B dial design. It's just a super clean design, and it's really similar to the Hamilton, but that blue California dial looks pretty awesome as well. The watch is made of 316L stainless steel. It has a mineral crystal, a push-pull crown, a screw-down case back, 50 meters of claimed water resistance, a nice nylon strap, and is powered by their in-house movement, which we'll talk about a little bit later. So it's a great looking vintage yet modern military watch, and it's very well executed. But does it deserve a spot in your watch box? That's what we're here to find out. Let's get right in. But before we do, I'm going to do a wrist check, and I've got the other Merkur. This is the Merkur Fonzie. I did a review for that right up here. Yeah, really cool skin diver type of military watch. Really been enjoying this one as well. So yeah, go check out that review. All right, let's get the dimensions out of the way. So, at a case measurement of 38 millimeters in diameter, thickness is 11.8, and that includes that top hat crystal, 43.7 lug tip to lug tip, and we've got a standard 20 millimeter lug width. So this thing is, I mean, it's a great size. I'm not really sure the size of the originals. I know Baltony creates a watch that's a similar case shape and similar dial to this thing, but it's way thicker, much more flat, and it's 36 millimeters. It's bead blasted. And I mean, it just doesn't have the case shape that this one does, and that's what I'm talking about right there. Just look at the nice curvature to the case there. This thing wears incredibly well because of that. Yeah, I mean, it wears really good. So I'm going to go outside right now and throw it on my wrist. So here we are on my 7.5 inch wrist, and you can see, I mean, it just wears fantastic. Absolutely love the way this thing wears. Curvature of the case really conforms to the wrist nicely. And yeah, I mean, this thing just looks so good on wrist. As you can see here, I mean, it just works right. It works great. You can see the crystals picking up all sorts of reflections under the tree here, but I think it's still plenty legible. No issues reading this thing. Nice case finishing on this thing. The bracelet or the strap here. It just works with this case, in my opinion. And getting it out in some direct sunlight, you can see. I mean, it just looks great. You know, you got some texture, very light texture to the dial, but you don't really notice it unless it's, you know, under macro. Yeah, still plenty legible in direct sunlight, as you can see there. Nice play off the case with the vertical brushing. Everything just looks great. I got a bunch of straps I can throw this on now, so let's get to it. Here it is on a black leather strap. Here's a lizard for reference. Only in Florida, right? You can go throw it on some other ones, though. And here we are on a black rubber strap. Very comfortable. Figured it would look good, and it does. Yeah, I do think like a nylon strap is probably a better option for this one, so I'm going to go throw it on one of those. Got an olive drab canvas strap. Looks really good, I think. Very comfortable, very lightweight. Yeah, I think this color combo looks really, really good. What do you guys think? Yep. All right, got some more. Here we are with a khaki and white stripe single pass. This is from Cheapest Nato straps, and yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Definitely the color's a little off from the indices, but yeah, I think it looks pretty good still. What do you guys think? And I like, you know, one layer under the watch still wears very, very nicely. You got one more strap though, and we'll get back to the review. We're on a black Nato strap. As you can see, 2 layers under the watch, and I mean, honestly, I think it wears even better with 2 layers under it. It's kind of weird, but yeah, it does sit really, really good still, and yeah, it looks so good, so good. But let's go back inside, and we'll get back to the review. Okay, so let's talk about the case finishing. So case finishing is done really nicely. You can see we got a vertical brushing all along the case top here. It's not circular like you normally see on this style of case, but the case finishing is done really, really good. I mean, just look at very nice linear brushing. There's no, I mean, it's all going in the same direction, and it's just very clean brushing, very nicely done. Tips of the lugs are also brushed. You can see even right here on these tips here, everything's been honed down a little bit. There's no sharp edges or anything like that. The bottom of the case here has also been honed down. Very nice. You've got a high polish on the sides here. High polish on this side as well. You got a nice Merkur signed crown. Really nicely done. You can see the transition from the brush to the polish. It could be a little bit sharper, but I mean, it's only under macro do you really notice it. It looks really good. The case, it's a nice rounded case. You can see here, it's not like a straight case, so it's just very bubbly, I guess. And it looks, I mean, it looks really, really good. They did an excellent job with it. I'm very impressed. The case back, bottom of the case lugs here, circular brushing on the case back. You got little notches here for a typical tool just to get there and see the movement. And then you've got the crow's foot there, which is a British military symbol, I guess. I'm not sure what the WWW is or this 59823. I'm assuming both of those have something to do with the original reference number for the W10 military watch from the 70s. Somebody let me know. Kind of curious about it. I haven't really done any research on it, but maybe I will, and I'll put up the information. So let's talk about the crystal. So we'll test it, even though, I mean, they don't claim that it's sapphire or anything. So yeah, definitely not sapphire. But they claim that it's hardened K1 mineral crystal. So probably something along the lines of Hardlex or something like that. So yeah, don't expect the hardness of sapphire. You're going to get scratches on this thing, which is unfortunate. But I mean, the crystal itself, it's really, really nice. I don't think there's any AR coating on it, but I know these mineral crystals, they just aren't as reflective as a sapphire crystal is, so they don't really need it. And I've never felt that this has needed AR coating on it. So just keep that in mind. I mean, but look at the distortion on the edges there. It just looks awesome. This crystal is fantastic. It does sit up pretty high there, so you know that 11.8 thickness or whatever it was, it really is more like 10 millimeters or even less than that. So yeah, it wears really, really nice, and that crystal is just absolutely gorgeous. The distortion is just perfect. The crystal shape, I think, is perfect, and the clarity, it's excellent. We got no real complaints other than the fact that it's going to scratch. No real complaints other than that, though. All right, so let's talk about the dial on this thing. So the dial, it's a matte black, as you can see here. You've got a really nice printed minute tracker on the outside. 12, 3, 6, and 9 is designated by rectangles. All the other indices are just printed circles. Really nicely done, though. Very crisp, very clean. They do have a little bit of depth to them, but not too much. You've got this right side up triangle here at the 12 o'clock, which I really do like it. All the numerals are printed in white. Those are not loomed. You get the British military crow's foot here. The handset on it, really nicely done. Very good length, I think. You got this flared hour hand here, and then you got the minute hand that reaches all the way out. Same with the second hand, reaches right out to the outside of that that minute track. And I mean, I think it looks great. They're kind of a bead blasted. They're not brushed. Definitely not polished, obviously, but they're kind of a bead blasted. I think they look really good, and because they're bead blasted, they're always visible. This is a very legible watch, and that's obviously what this is meant to be. It's just meant to be very legible, easy to read at a quick glance, and I mean, I think they nailed it. They absolutely nailed it. And you can see the lume color on this. It all matches, I think, really nicely, actually. You can see here we have Seizenn branding instead of the Merkur branding. I'm not sure why they chose Seizenn on this one, but that's what they did, especially because they've got the Merkur branded crown here. So I'm not really sure what's going on with that, but Seizenn, Merkur, they're all the same company. So just keep that in mind. As for the lume on this watch, I'm going to pop up a lume shot right now, and the lume is actually pretty decent. You can see it actually hangs in there with the Hamilton khaki field, and it kind of gets blown away by the San Martin, but that's to be expected. But yeah, I think the lume is adequate, especially since it's on par with a Swiss watch, kind of in the same style as well. So yeah, so I give the lume a pass. It's definitely not great, and the hands start fading before the dial does, which is a problem. But again, I think it does all right. So let's talk about the movement in this thing. So first off, the movement is operated by this push-pull crown here, simple push-pull crown. You can see it does not hack. So this is a hand winding only movement. It's not an automatic, so you're gonna have to wind it. I'm not gonna wind it because I wound it up this morning. But yeah, it tightens up pretty good, so you can feel that resistance. So you're not gonna overwind this thing unless you're really, uncareful with it. So the movement's been fine for me. It's been running fairly accurate. This one is plus 8 seconds a day for me, so not a big deal. The movement itself it's quoted as an in-house movement, but it's really not. It kind of is, but it's not. So the movement is based on the Chinese standard movement, Tanji movement, the Shanghai 7120. It's kind of the same movement as that one. It's just a little bit more decorated, and I'll pop up a shot of the movement right now. And it's a movement that's been around for quite a while. It should be fairly reliable, should be accurate, and should be pretty robust. So I don't think you have too much to worry about with the movement. It is 21,600 beats per hour, so you do have 6 ticks of the second hand every second, and rough power reserve is about 40 hours. So it's a fine movement, and it's one of those things where it's very satisfying to wind. It's very clicky, and then you can also hear the movement. I'm gonna bring it right up to the microphone, see if you guys can hear this. Hopefully you could hear that. If not, I'm just going to cut that part out. But yeah, I do like the movement. It's very satisfying to wind. I got the same one in this Merkur here, and it's been running fine as well. So no issues with that. So let's talk about the strap. So the strap on this, 20 millimeters. It's 20 millimeters straight. Really nice actual pattern to it, I think. You've got stitched in leather keepers, or not keepers, but holes here. So that should provide some reliable hold. It's not going to start fraying or anything like that. It's a 2-layer nylon strap, as you can see here. It does come with quick release pins, which is nice. You've got nice stitching all the way down. I see no issues with it. My 7.5 inch wrist, it's right in the middle of this, so it's got plenty of size adjustments here for you guys. You've got 2 metal keepers here, all polished, nicely sewn in. The strap has been actually surprising. I wasn't expecting too much out of this, but it's flexible and it's comfortable. I've got no real problems with it. Very, very nicely done, I think. The buckle here, it's a solid stainless steel buckle. It is fully polished. There's no branding on the top, but if you flip it over, you do have the Merkur Watch Group branding on the bottom here. I think the strap is actually something that you're going to want to use, and I think it looks pretty good with the watch. Obviously, this thing is a strap monster, but it's nice. They include quick release spring bars, and there's not much bad to say about this strap, which is surprising. Very happy with that. So there you go, guys. That's the Merkur Seizenn W10 military watch, Hamilton khaki, Pilot Pioneer Homage, and I think it looks really good. Star of the show is definitely the case. The case on this thing is just awesome. I absolutely love the case on this thing. Very happy that they went with polished sides and kept, really nice arc to the case there, so it conforms to the wrist. The crystal is absolutely stunning. I think you should get it. It's a little expensive for what it is, spec for spec. You're not getting sapphire, you're not getting an automatic, but there's not much in the way that's out on AliExpress or anywhere that you can get for this style of watch, and I think they really pulled it off well. $140 is, in my opinion, it's a good price for this watch. Very, very happy with it, and I think you guys are really going to like it. So if you guys are interested in this, I'll be leaving links down below. That takes you right to the Merkur official store. Pick yourself up this watch. Really cool. If you guys want to see some more pictures of this, maybe on some more straps, go check out my Instagram. I'll be leaving that link down below. Also a good spot to see what's coming up on the channel. And then if you guys have any questions or comments on this thing, drop them down below. I will do my best to get back to everybody. Still doing a fairly good job of that, even though we're approaching 5,000 subs. Love chatting with you guys. I've met a lot of people through the YouTube comments, and really happy to see people that keep posting on my posts, and it's been really nice. So thanks guys for all the support. I think that's about it though. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.